never stop at one. I'll take you all on.
At least I'll have the satisfaction of destroying you, Optimus Prime.
You can't remember my name.
The weak shall perish?
Do not believe everything you read.
Hello everyone, I'm Cyberverse Prime, and today we're going to be taking a look at my custom Transformers Dark of the Moon Sideswipe. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, there is a ton of customs in my collection that I don't give a lot of, what I'm trying to say is, this is my only original Bayverse custom that I have from the original movies, other than like Bumblebee and stuff like that I just showed off. This, if you want to consider a custom, but anyway, no, this is my full-on repainted custom Sideswipe that I've done, and the main reasoning why is there is a silver version of this mold, but it is incredibly hard to get. It came out in 2014 as a Japan Toys R Us exclusive, alongside, I think, a G1Q? Like a G1 inspired Q or Wheeljack or something like that. I could be absolutely wrong. But, no, I think it came alongside Stinger. I can't remember, but that was one of the figures that I actually really wanted. But then when I realized paying $100 or over $100 for that figure just isn't worth it, so I settled for the original because it was cheaper. And honestly, I didn't even pay as much as people on eBay ask for this. So, yeah, I didn't pay shit. Sorry about that brief pause in a sentence. I was called away to do something. But yeah, I didn't really pay too much more for painting this guy, and instead of buying that really nicer version of this already painted. But yeah, it's not the best paint that there is. I'll even show you what I use, which has been discontinued, I guess, because all I see is like Apple Barrel paint pens now. So yeah, Apple Barrel, I'm not sure if they're a good paint to use in terms of paint pen quality, but I will be going back with this and applying it to the figure for another recoat. But I think I might just switch full on to Tamiya color paint. But anyway, enough rambling. So Sideswipe here is the same concept Corvette that he was in in Revenge of the Fallen, just with an open top and a new spoiler. Basically, they just somewhat downgraded the alt mode, because this is honestly not my favorite version of the car. I much prefer the hardtop and the one with the... I much prefer his Revenge of the Fallen look. There was no need to go and do this to him in Dark of the Moon. There was no need. But I guess they felt the need to upgrade everybody else, so they upgraded Sideswipe for no fucking reason. But anyway, for transformation, I'm going to be as gentle as possible because I do not want to scratch the paint. So what I like to do is raise the door pieces up, come back here, and I did miss these bits here to paint. So yeah, Tamiya might be the way to go. So you want to split that, fold up the exhaust, come to the bottom here, take this tire and fold it down, ever so slightly. Ooh. And you'll see here in a minute why these front headlights are red. And this is exactly why I am not a huge fan of this figure. Then you want to untap this, and then you want to kind of rotate. Oh shit! You want to extend this up. Then you want to adjust this part, rotate this down, fold down the heel, or yeah, rotate this up and completely get the heel looking like that. So same thing over here. You want to fold that down, rotate the heel, and then kind of get Sideswipe's legs in this like chicken foot mode or something like that, like chicken leg mode. Something like this, I guess. I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly how he's supposed to look in the freaking movie. So something like that is what you want for Sideswipe. Then you want to come here, extend out the arms, fold out the hand, take this piece here, which will become his chest, raise the hood up. Got to be careful with the hood because it can be easily popped off while doing this. Ooh, rotate that down. Raise this up ever so gently. Then you want to take this piece here, fold it up along his back. Then you want to rotate the arms down, rotate them down, and then take these pieces and do whatever you want. And that is Sideswipe pretty much done. That is his full transformation. Oh, and you want to make sure these are downward to give him extra stability. So yeah, there is Sideswipe in bot mode, and you can see the bot mode is the main reasoning why I painted him, because I did not like the dull gray they gave him, and I did not like that really weird like bluish gray. I was like, what the hell did they do to Sideswipe? I was just not happy with this figure. And when I saw that Takara version of this mold in the Age of Extinction Takara line, I was Movie Advance, sorry. In Takara's Movie Advance line, I was absolutely just in awe with that version of this mold. And that's how I felt that us fans in the US got robbed, because that was just inexcusable to not release this character in these colors. It just felt wrong. And if you're wondering what gray I'm talking about, it's the same gray as his MechTech gun. And I don't even display him with this because his weapons are built in. So this was pointless. They just threw this in just to say, yeah, there you go. He comes with the MechTech weapon. Whoopee. And I'm not going to lie, I thought this was his actual sword that he used in the film. And honestly, I think it's supposed to be. But I'm so glad they decided to do exactly like the original from Revenge of the Fallen. You flip these down and there's his blades. There is absolutely no reason to give us the MechTech weapon. I would have been fine just like this, and then give him a smaller one, because the one they gave him is just much too big. Should have came with a Voyager class, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, look at this. I much prefer Sideswipe in these colors, and that's why, as of recently, I decided to paint him up because my painting skills have improved a lot since I was a kid, and personally, or young teenager, whatever. And personally, I'm very happy with this. This is one of my very first customs that I've done to an original trilogy figure, and I don't really necessarily like to customize old figures from '07 to Dark of the Moon, mainly because of how mainly because of nostalgia and mainly nostalgia and mainly just out of respect. But this one I just couldn't. I couldn't live with those ugly ass colors. It's why I actually bought the Takara version of another mold from Dark of the Moon, and that is the Jolt. I did not like the American release of Jolt. I thought that looked like major ass. I know some people like it, and to each their own. You can like what you like. It's just I don't like what they did to Sideswipe and Jolt for Dark of the Moon. That's why I customized them. And personally, I think it's one of my best customs that I've done. And yes, before you ask any further, I'll go through articulation and I'll show you holding his mech tech gun. He has a ball jointed neck. Does he have a waist swivel? No waist swivel due to transformation. He's got ball jointed shoulders, single soft ratcheted elbow, bicep swivel. Nothing at the wrist except they fold in, but that's due to transformation. Ball jointed hip, thigh cut apparently, which is cool. Double jointed knees, I guess. Because he's got like a knee here and a knee there, so I count that as articulation and nothing else. Yeah. So he just stands there to look pretty, basically. And him holding his mech tech weapon, it looks so ridiculous. Him and Bumblebee, and honestly, the twins, they look so bad holding their weapon. Yeah, well, no, not really. Sideswipe doesn't look too bad with it, but I don't display him with the gun. I much prefer him with the swords, and there's a much better version of Sideswipe that pulls the guns off way better, and I reviewed that figure. The Hunt for the Decepticon sidearm Sideswipe, specifically the Takara version. That one is just a banger. I absolutely love that figure. It sucks that he doesn't have the swords, but to me, that's the best Sideswipe we've ever gotten. Yet, we have the movie masterpiece one on the way. But for some comparisons, here he is with Bumblebee, and these two look pretty freaking awesome together. I'm not even going to lie. They look great together. So there he is with Bumblebee. Here he is with Skyhammer. Even though he wasn't in the film. I think his helicopter mode was actually at the Nest base. And then here he is next to Optimus Prime. So, yeah, not the best in terms of scale with these figures. Actually, there is a somewhat more better Optimus that I'm going to review for Dark of the Moon. And we'll get to him at a later date. But newsflash, it's Ultimate Optimus. That thing is so big and goofy. I absolutely freaking love it. I love that Optimus. But anyway, yep. This has been my look at my Transformers Dark of the Moon custom Sideswipe from 2011. And I hope you guys enjoy the video review. And I will see you guys next week with, I'm not sure. I'm thinking between maybe the twins, maybe Ironhide and Ratchet, the G1 colored versions that I have, or maybe the Wreckers in queue, or maybe some Decepticons. I'm not quite sure yet. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you all next time. Peace.